after that you joined our Homepreneurs Club.
Yes.
Even then I didn't meet you, and then I invited you for one of our BNI meetings as a visitor. That I think that is the first time I met you.
We met physically, yeah?
Yes, in person. That I didn't know what Anne Thomas looked like.
Okay.
But after that, I have seen the transformation of you as a person, right?
COVID changed all that, and that's when Instagram came, and I was so confused on how to tackle it, and that is when you came as a savior, I should say. When Bilna came, I used to see your YouTube channels, I used to go through your Instagram posts, and I think your sessions was a
push.
it was our lifesaver that time.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Bilna Sandeep Show. If you're wondering why am I in sari today, that is because today's guest is a very special lady today. Every time when I think of her, first thing that I remember is a lady in sari. So welcome to the show, Anne Thomas.
Thank you, Bilna. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. So to start off with, would you like to say a few lines about Craft Safari so our audience know a little bit about your business?
The Craft Safari was started around 12 years back.
Wow.
By me and my friend Geeta. After we married and came to UAE, both of us were trying to set up our homes in an Indian way. I mean, being far away from India, and we tried to stay close to our roots, or we want our children to experience our traditions.
Oh, nice.
So when we wanted to set up our home in an Indian style, we found that we couldn't find many crafts or many Indian home decor items during those times.
Okay.
And so that's when we thought, okay, if we have this fascination for crafts, there would be other people in India, in UAE, mainly because Dubai has a very good Indian expat crowd. So there would be other people who would be interested, and that's how we thought, okay, let's start this business. And Geeta and I thought about what our focus should be on. Like, we were very particular about certain things, like it should be handmade, we should work with artisans, we should promote their crafts. And as time passed, we understood that every state in India has a craft or a weave or a jewelry that is unique to that state. And reasons for this were many, like because of the resources that were available, or the dynasties that ruled, or the religious influence. And as you know, India
has a lot of ancient culture.
Yeah, it's so diverse in terms of culture, language, food. It's so different.
Yes.
It is based on this platform that the Craft Safari concept came up. So we started with 2 handicrafts, both from Gujarat, terracotta and copper bell. We did an exhibition that was happening that time called Diwali Bazaar by Enigma Events. That was in October.
Okay, so that was the first
event.
You did.
So we sold out for that event, and I think we never looked back after that.
So it was like a start at a home, and then you moved to a proper store, brick and store business, right?
Yeah, so we started off with exhibitions.
Yes.
We tried to explore the market, who our crowd would be, or what is the clientele who would like our product. So we had a particular mindset which changed with time. So we did exhibitions mainly, and then we thought, okay, and we started with the Facebook store. So Facebook is a medium that we use to promote ourselves.
This was 12 years back. I think Instagram was not at all there.
There was only Facebook. Yes. And then we had our personal struggles too, in the sense, like when we started Craft Safari, I was 1 month pregnant. So that 1 year of trial was when I was being pregnant after 9 months.
That was like a very productive pregnancy
very productive period. I mean, I used to do exhibitions full term, and people used to be very sad seeing me that I'm so active, and I'm like, I used to love doing that. But
that's nice. But it kept you very positive and active.
It kept me very positive, active.
Period.
I had something to think about, because I had taken a break from career. I had some personal issues of conceiving also. So it was good to be positive about a lot of things.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. I think when I speak about career, you're an instrumentation engineer.
No,
right?
I'm an electronics and communication engineer. I've done my MBA. I am a certified IS auditor, though I'm not practicing.
But you have worked before, right?
Yes, I was working with an
corporate
instrumentation company in Abu Dhabi.
Nice.
As an instrumentation engineer. And it's because after I had my first daughter, I took a career break and it was difficult to get back. It was my husband who actually pushed me and said that you can't sit like this. I mean, you've done so much in terms of studies. So do something that you're passionate about.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, because I had my friend also who was equally passionate as how I was. And that's why we could kickstart this concept.
So that's the story of how the Craft Safari was born.
Yeah.
And now 12 years down the lane, you have different sectors you have gone into, right?
Yeah. So like I said, we started with 2 handicrafts, one state. Today we cover 16 states, 65 crafts.
Wow.
And we have traveled through the length and breadth of India to understand them.
Nice.
And we work with artisans directly. So it has been a very long journey.
So there is a purpose also behind your business, right? To bring them in forefront and get them also business, because there's a lot of livelihoods that depends on your business.
Yes, there is, and because it's all a one-to-one relation, so they are dependent on us. Even during COVID times, I had craftsmen who got back with me, ma'am, you need to help us, you need to support us. I have craftsmen constantly getting back. Now, because social media has expanded a lot in terms of Instagram or Facebook, I mean, people tend to find you.
Oh, nice.
But like I stick on to my older team because, in any craft, there are a lot of players, there are a lot of people. But I've worked with some people, I'm comfortable with them. They know me, I know them, and I trust them completely. So I don't want to break their trust.
Oh, very nice. So it comes, it's a very nice business model that comes with a purpose behind it. And you are very picky about your supply chain because you only if you know them personally, you go work with them, right?
Yeah, it is very important because of what we deliver.
Yes.
Yeah, at the end of the day, our clientele should be happy. They understand the purpose. They understand they have supported someone. So
nice.
So there's a lot of purpose in all that we do.
You also mentioned about the time of COVID.
Yes.
How was it like?
It was,
what lessons you learned or what were the challenges?
It was a breaking point in our business journey because it changed everything that we did. I mean, we were so comfortable, so relaxed, we were flourishing.
Nice.
And COVID. So
did you close down for the period?
Yeah, for a few months. So along with the retail store that we have, we also do a lot of other activities. That is, we bring in artists.
Yes.
We do a lot of art workshops so that we promote the traditional artist. Then we bring in the weavers. We bring in craftsmen. We give them a platform so that they can directly interact with the customers, understand their taste. So it's always different when they interact and how much I tell them. And it just widens the horizon. So I had a weaver, my weaver from Gujarat, Bujodi weaver. He's someone who I'm very close to. So I brought him here, and he had even done a talk at the school at JSS International School.
Nice.
Children were, the 7th and 8th graders, they were so absorbent of the concepts that we are delivering in terms of spinning, weaving. They wanted to know. Very good batch, I should say. So for him, we had an exhibition, we had the event, and we had this talk show at the school. He said his favorite was the talk show at the school.
Because he got to interact with those
the
kids.
Children, and to be on stage, to speak through a mic. He was telling, he could never imagine something like that.
He could never imagine going to a different country and delivering in front of so much of big audience of kids, right?
Yeah. So it changes the outlook. When they travel through Dubai, they get a lot of ideas in terms of motifs they can do in the color combinations when they interact with people directly.
Very nice.
It's a totally different market here.
Yes.
So then we used to conduct craft tours.
Yes.
So we used to put up an ad on Facebook or Instagram, and that time Instagram was not there, it was Facebook, and as a group we used to travel
group from here to Dubai.
We used to do a 3 days craft tour where we used to go to Gujarat and we used to meet our artisans.
Oh, nice.
Nice. So when COVID happened, so our tour usually happens in March.
Okay.
So when we are actually ready with a group to travel, that is when the lockdown happened, and it was very bad in terms of, like I said, 2-3 months the store was closed down, and there was no cargo movement.
Yes.
So a lot of and because we were going for the tour, so I always let my artisans know in advance that we are coming, and they are ready with all their handmade products. so that they can sell directly to
Yes.
them. So there was a lot of backlog of
the stock which was already produced.
which is produced. So you can say April, May, June. It was almost closed. I think after that cargo started coming in July.
Okay.
Yeah. So. And
were you confident enough to bring that cargo at that time?
So when we closed down, the office is in a commercial building, we saw offices closing down left, right, front.
Yes.
I know they've been there in our building for a very long time. It was very scary.
Yes.
I mean, my husband used to say we should be happy that we survived.
Yes.
But it has not been easy.
Yes.
But we are still, working hard towards it. And I have the support of my artisans.
Yes.
So when this happened, we, especially my Bujodi weaver, we did an online blocking of stock.
Oh, okay.
So by April we did that, and I should say our customer support has also been great because they
nice.
blogged sarees. We had no idea when we could get it to them.
Even then the customers blocked
yes,
it.
they were very supportive to make the payment and just wait for it to come.
I think it's a customer relation that you had built over the
years.
years.
Yes, over the years. And they also understand and appreciate that we do. They
nice.
totally understand because of the interactions that we have with them.
You have a personal connection with a lot of your customers.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So, I mean, that was a very big thing for the artisan also, for the weaver also, that even though there was no business, money was flowing in because of the sales that we could promise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and when in July, suddenly when market opened up, the courier charges were like too high. Yeah, it just skyrocketed. But our people were very understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were still ready to pay higher prices
they were
for
still
it.
ready to, because they were interacting directly with the artisans. See, we opened up that platform for them
nice.
to directly pay the craftsmen, because at the end of the day, we wanted them to be supported.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because if we survived, they also had to survive.
Yes.
Yeah, because life was very difficult even in where they were.
And did it also open up a new hemisphere of online classes? I think you were also doing some online classes as well,
we adapted
right?
immediately because like I said, we have a Kerala mural artist in our team, and we had a Kerala mural workshop. So we immediately went online.
Nice.
Though the results are not as good as we want, though I would say
But
that
it helped survive.
Yeah. But our students were always happy. They were just looking for that online support, and so we immediately went online. We went full fledged on our workshops from US, UK, wherever people were willing to take it up. Yeah, so we also adapted quickly as possible, because
that pivoting was important.
Because
model,
we also had to survive. And like I said, when I saw businesses closed down around me, it was not a very easy thing to see or hear, and what they say. No, they've been there in the market for a very long time. So we had to survive, not only for us, but also
survived.
and for also the people whom we support.
Yes. It's just the whole supply chain that gets affected when any business closes down.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
So it's not just your livelihood; it's a chain of people that gets affected, and you made it possible for all of them.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Because not every business survived.
I
this
know.
time.
I know.
There are a lot of them who had to go through a lot of things. Right?
Yes.
And now coming to your journey as an entrepreneur, right?
Okay.
I think I met you probably 3 years back, right? When you first joined our Instagram course. That was when I first came to know. But I had never seen you. Right? It was always online interactions. Even then, most of the time, I think the camera was off. So I didn't know what Anne looked like.
Okay.
So even your Facebook profile, I think you had the photo of a model.
Yes. I was never in front of the camera. I was always behind.
Yes. So that's a huge transformation. Then I think after that you joined our Homepreneurs Club.
Yes.
Even then I didn't meet you. And then I invited you for one of our BNI meetings as a visitor. I think that is the first time I met you.
We met physically,
Yes, in person. And not just physically, I've never had seen you on camera also. So I didn't know what Anne Thomas looked like.
Okay.
But after that, I have seen the transformation of you as a business owner, like not your business, but as a person, right? Then you took up the role of president in our BNI chapter.
Yes.
And after that, I've seen you show up a lot on your own business channels, on Reels, you're speaking. How has that whole experience been?
So till COVID happened, I only had to hide behind the brand.
Yes.
I mean, no one knew. I mean, always it was my models, like you said, who was the face of the brand. brand. So I should say, my funny things used to happen. People used to ring the bell and I used to open. They used to be disappointed that they're not seeing the model and they see someone totally different.
Okay, they thought that was Ann Thomas.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I used to go for functions where my customers used to invite me, and when they used to say, "This is Ann Thomas," and you say, "Oh, I thought it was an older person. I mean,
okay.
not older, a taller person."
Oh, okay.
So there's like, how do you know she's tall? Because she's never there.
Yes,
You've never seen
her.
Ann. So that was never important.
Yes.
I never wanted to be in front of the screen.
Yes.
I didn't want people to see me. Backstage, I was doing a lot of work.
Nice.
And my artisans were promoted. My models showed off my brand very
Yes.
well. So that it was never important. But I think COVID changed all that.
Yes.
And like you said, I mean, that's when Instagram came.
Yes.
And I was so confused on how to tackle it.
Yes.
And that is when you came as a savior, I should say. When Bilna came, I used to see your YouTube channels. I used to go through your Instagram posts. And we have a small branch in UK also.
Oh, nice.
Handled by a friend of mine called Rajini.
Yes, I know, yes. She also joined our
She was the
course.
first one.
Yes,
So
yes.
I pushed her to join. I said, Rajini, join it
Yes.
and keep me informed also.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was the first one who joined and she gave me very good reviews. She said, and you also need to join in. And
Nice.
I think that personal one-to-one experience is very different.
Very true.
Yeah, so that's how I also joined in. And then, so I think your sessions was a...
Push. or
was
something?
yeah, it was our lifesaver that time, because
Okay.
Instagram was something very new and you forced me to do a lot of things which I would have otherwise not
Never done,
attempted.
okay.
Yeah, so coming to the limelight was one of that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so
has it impacted your business after you started showing up? How
yes,
was
I
it?
mean, yes, it does. I mean, the reels where I am in front and where I explain
Yes.
about the products is always has more reach
Very
than
true.
any other post. I mean, that
People connect with the founders.
yeah,
right?
they do,
Yes.
they do. And then it was because of you I came to this platform of BNI. I was just telling today also, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have ever known
gone
about
to that.
BNI. And 6 months after joining, like you said, I took up the president's role. I was able to manage, my business and
Yes.
BNI. So it has been a great journey, a great learning experience for me.
Very
Yeah,
true.
I mean, I think anything that we go through, we learn. We have to think that we will pick up bits and pieces which
Yes.
we can apply in life earlier,
Very
whether it
true.
be a good experience or a bad experience.
All of it. I
Yeah.
think after you take up a leadership role in BNI or any of the platforms where we are working on networks, one thing I have seen is like we implement a lot of it on our own business after that.
Yes.
Have
yes.
you implemented any of the lessons?
So
after
I
that?
think, I mean, because I was already 12 years
Yes,
old,
yes.
I already had a system in
Yes.
place. Yes, I fine-tuned it with
Probably
adding...
in terms of the emotional intelligence. Have
Yeah,
you had?
yeah. I mean, because actually, see, I was like a one army person
Yes.
behind my brand in Dubai, at least. It was because of the sessions I had with you, I came to understand it is important to add. Then, yes, I had a person at the
Yes.
store also, but to have the social media team,
Delegating it all.
to have a person to manage my social media page, the ads, or the content writer. I mean, that team I developed. Yes, it is because
It was
of
that
the inputs I
delegation.
got from the Homepreneurs Club and all the sessions that you had taken, all
Very
the
nice.
talks that you had conducted.
Very
Yes, so I could form a team like that, and I have learned a lot over time. I mean,
Very nice.
like I said, I'm from an engineering background. When we have a WhatsApp group, I'm the only one who's updated, up to date to see what is
You are the
happening.
tech person.
Yeah, I'm the tech person there. Though they are all working in their engineering fields. So when threads happen, I soon got into threads.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, so they know, like, if they want to get back on the latest what's happening, they can come to me.
Oh, very nice,
Yeah.
very nice. And when it comes to delegation, recently you had a big vacation also, right?
Yes.
You traveled.
Yeah.
How was that experience like to move away, step away from business? At least physically, I know online we still stay connected.
Yeah. So delegation is something still I need to tackle.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had my ups and downs over there also. So I think even before this, I used to travel,
Yes.
but for a very short time.
Periods.
Short period. Like I used to manage like 2 months in July, 2 months in August, so that I don't miss both the months.
Yes.
But yeah, this was totally like 2 months. Totally, I was away. We have had our ups and downs over there, but like I said, it's always anything is a learning.
Yes,
curve.
everything that happens
Yeah.
is a learning. But I think you got the courage to,
Yes, yeah.
it's not gonna fall down and
Yeah, yeah.
collapse if you go away.
Yes. Even in terms of, like I said, I was a president when I took my break, so I could manage. Those roles as well. So at the end of the day, that's it. I mean, we can manage it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about letting go a bit of things.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, you also mentioned about the experience, what happened in the UK when you traveled, about losing your phone.
Yeah.
How was the learning curve? Because when you shared that story with me, I was like, oh my God, what if I lose my phone? Because all of us business owners, we are so dependent on our phone. Device in our hand.
Yes.
How was that like?
Yeah, no, that was a very, it was the lowest point in my life. I mean, if I would not have taken the decision to get out of it, I would have really fallen into it. Because it was, I could never think of losing my phone. And that also at a location so far away from home. Thankfully, because I had web.whatsapp, I regained. That was the first thing I did when I checked in. Do I have my web.whatsapp? Okay. So that gave me some kind of solace that I can manage. But still, it was one of the lowest points in my life, I would say.
Because losing all the data.
At that moment, we can't even comprehend how much we have lost.
Yes.
As days passed, only I could, even as on today, I am understanding the losses that have happened because of data loss is a very big thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it is not that I lost the phone, it was the data loss. And I might have neglected a lot of things.
Okay, so what were those learnings and what would you have done differently?
So, one thing is making sure that there's always a backup. So when I shared this with a friend of mine told that every month he takes a backup on his hard drive and he locks it in his locker. I always felt that was too extreme, but he says, "And the situation that you are in, don't you think that is a better thing to do?"
Okay, yeah, so he takes a backup of WhatsApp and everything.
Every month he says.
Oh.
Yeah, and he locks it in his locker.
So that important is data.
Yeah, that
right?
important. Actually, being the role that I have or the business that I do, it is very important. So many loopholes that I saw is that firstly, all the accounts were so 2-level, 3-level authentication happening. Without my phone, it was very difficult to break through.
Yes.
Yeah, especially when I was in UK. So I came back, that's when I got it into my Gmail itself.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so difficult, all protected well.
Okay.
And the thing that I noticed, I did a lot of discussions on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Even in terms of when we take up a lot of art installation work now, and any kind of negotiation, any kind of rates.
Oh.
Without official, we used to avoid official emails.
Oh.
And all the discussions used to happen on WhatsApp, which is a very, it was a wrong thing that I did.
Okay.
So one thing I do now is that I write it down.
Okay.
So I think it is important to maintain that, go back to the habit of writing down things.
Yes.
So luckily we had a big project that time, and just that, because we were working a lot on the rates, I had written that down.
Okay, so you had an idea. Okay, this is the quota, or this is the final agreed prices and everything.
So I had that. Otherwise, it would have been very tough.
Yes.
So I actually started maintaining the diary after you took a session on keeping a planner.
Yes.
Just before New Year.
Yes.
So
the goal setting workshop we had.
Yes. So just before that December, I went and brought a planner. Luckily, because
that was there.
There. So, but I understood that where I fell back on a lot of things, especially my heavy dependence on WhatsApp.
Yes.
See, when such situations happen, how do we get out of it? So,
I think that's a huge learning curve for all of us.
Yes. And with each day, it's a new issue that I face.
Yes.
In terms of...
you are still recovering from it.
Yes, and actually I had changed the phone only in February. Luckily, I had not changed my bank RSA secure ID.
Oh. So
and
it was all on the old phone which you had.
Yes,
with you.
and my CCTV camera, at the store installed.
Oh.
Luckily.
So at least you had that backup. But did you have that phone with you in the UK?
Yes, I had that phone with, because my daughter was handling that phone. So we had that phone, and because salary transfer, a lot of things.
Everything is on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know. I just had to be careful with my phone. That is one lesson learned.
Yes.
And a lot of data, I think it's always better to write it down, especially passwords.
Yes.
Because we deal with a lot of passwords, because I used to save my codes and passwords in my email.
Oh,
and when I couldn't access that in UK,
that is when you realize that
it's time to go back to a little bit of writing.
I think everyone listening this should take this break at this moment to go back and get all the backups done.
Yeah, it is very important.
Because very true.
Yeah, because 12 years of data is not a small amount of data
Yes.
in terms of photos or anything that you do.
Very
So,
true.
yeah.
Very true.